y'all, it's Jen, the Spooky Ghoul, and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are headed to St. Augustine, Florida. So thank you for clicking on the video. I'd love for you to hang out with me. So grab a drink and a snack, sit back and relax, and let's get spooky. That took 5 minutes. Alright, so we went into Buc-ee's. It is pure mayhem here in South Daytona Beach, Florida. Survived, but we did get some drinks. I got, you know, half and half. So it's like half sweet tea, half lemonade. I typically get unsweet tea, 3/4 to a quarter lemonade. And for like a breakfast brunch, simple protein, kind of boring, but delicious. So I'm going to pack this away, or at least some of it, and then we will be heading back on the road to St. Augustine. See you then. Just parked here in St. Augustine. We use the St. Augustine parking garage on number 1 Cordova Street. It's $20 for the full day. It's well worth it. Otherwise, you are circling the entire city of St. Augustine, which, if you know, it's very challenging with parking. But we're going to bundle up and head on out. Super excited to explore the city. St. Augustine was founded in 1565 by Spanish explorer Pedro Menendez de Aviles, making it the oldest European-founded city in the U.S. People often think early American history starts with Jamestown and the 13 colonies, but Florida was already part of that story decades earlier. Over time, St. Augustine passed through Spanish, British, and eventually American control, and that mix of history is a big reason the city feels so different today. That's pretty cool. Pretty metal. It says Ancient City Hauntings. Like the old ghost stories.
Yep.
Yeah. Currently, we are in the Castillo de San Marcos here in St. Augustine, and in the room that I'm standing in right now was the sleeping quarters and eating quarters of the soldiers here. They would sleep and eat their dinner before and after shifts, keeping watch. I wish we had smell-o-vision, and I know the camera's really hard to like focus. It's going to focus on the grate, but beyond that, it's like soil, and unfortunately, we're not able to go into this room. But it smells like damp. It smells lovely. It's like that that fantastic like haunted mansion, like old, wet, dank cellar smell. I don't know. It's oddly comforting for me. It's so cool.
Did you throw me in?
Yes. Very cool. This is where they housed, obviously, prisoners of war. Currently, we are here taking some reprieve of the wind. This is so neat. So I'm currently in a turret here in the Castillo de San Marcos, which is the oldest stone fort in America. It was built in the 1600s. It's built of coquina, which is essentially like crushed shells. I'll go ahead and show it to you. It's super cool. Think of it as like nature's natural shock absorber. So if cannonballs would come at the fort, these suckers would just absorb it. And because of this strength, they were attacked a dozen times, but this fort was actually never taken by force in its history. And some of the cannonballs are actually still wedged inside the coquina. All right, I think I'm gonna have to be brave. We're gonna get out of here, go downstairs, and check out like the living quarters. Let's go. I'm scared. I'm scared. Oh. Oh wow, take a look. This is cool. So this is not an original door of the fort. So the fort was built in the 1600s. This door, as massive as it is, was built in 1821 by the Americans when they had control over it. Incredible. This is the door I want for the house. Look at that. I'm not sure if the camera's picking it up, but I'm gonna zoom in for you and take a look. There is inscriptions, like initials, right?
United States Army soldiers.
Very cool. Love history. Give it up for the man himself, Mr. Pedro Menendez de Alviles, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. He was the founder of this beautiful city, St. Augustine. This is cool. Wanted to get a shot of this. So, soldiers through time. So just to have an idea of the history of this fort just alone, these are the countries and militaries that served here, dating back to National Park. No, just kidding. Look at that. So the first was Spain. Right through the Civil War as well. Wow. That's so neat. All right, we are headed out of the fort. They are closing up shop. Incredible experience. And now we are headed to St. George Street, or party time. Of course we have to, right? Oh! I'm supposed to do this. If you ever seen Only You with Robert Downey Jr., you would absolutely know it. There is something, I don't know what I touched in there, but listen. Boca della Verita. Mouth of truth. So cool. So fun fact about them, not sure if it's fun, but it is a fact. So these particular balconies, they were actually created or built at the time, so people who lived up here can dump out their chamber pots onto the street below.
Bad news for people living on the first floor.
I was going to say, bad news for us. Next, we had to stop at one of my favorite spots here in St. Augustine called Colonel Poppers. They have so many gourmet popcorn flavors. I mean, just look at the wall. It just goes on and on. Spicy, sweet, weird. I think they even have like a fireball too. It's nuts. We ended up getting the banana bomber. It's so good. Like if you like banana Foster, like dark chocolate banana, it's right up your alley. And the sun-dried tomato, which is delicious. And the prices are not bad. And they do have this great deal too, the buy two, get one. It's so good.
Everything comes back eventually. Oh my gosh, I do everything so quickly.
So the bells that you were hearing came from this church. It is the beautiful Cathedral Basilica here in St. Augustine. We were fortunate enough to catch the very tail end of their Saturday night mass. So we finished with them. And then afterwards, this church is open to the public. And I filmed at this point just so I can show you the interior. It is beautiful. Always love to visit. Night has fallen here in St. Augustine, and so does the temperature. But we are headed over to the Tolomato Cemetery, which has some pretty interesting history. Dare I say spooky. It's definitely haunted. Allegedly haunted, reportedly haunted. I believe in ghosts. So I'm like, it is haunted, I say. But I wanted to check it out. We may not be able to go inside as it's pretty much dusk, but I at least wanted to get eyes on it and share it with you. We did make it to the Talomato Cemetery, and this cemetery has been used since the late 1700s, making it one of the most oldest Catholic cemeteries in Florida. Most of the residents buried here are priests, settlers, and some of the city's most prominent families. Visitors have reported seeing a spirit near this white mausoleum. They say that they see a woman that they call the Weeping Woman. She's usually described as quiet, dressed in all black, and she looks like she's still in mourning. She's never been identified, but she has been seen for generations. We walked over to the original entrance gates to St. Augustine. It was built in the early 1800s as part of the city's defense system. They once marked the only way in and out of the city by land, guarding the town that we know today. And like every place in St. Augustine, it is reportedly haunted as well. A lot of the stories talk about shadowy figures near the gates at night. They think they're soldiers just keeping watch. It started getting pretty cold, down to the 20s, so we wrapped things up in St. Augustine and began our long trek home. Of course, we couldn't resist stopping at Buc-ee's for a quick bite before the drive. And that's going to do it for today. Thank you so much for coming along with me on this day trip to St. Augustine. I hope you enjoyed it. I already can't wait to go back. And until next time, stay spooky.